Alright, Kickstarter, here is my update for today. We are getting closer to having unlocked the next backer stretch goal for Twitch follows and for Facebook likes. I've been running some ads in Facebook and our likes are almost up to 700-ish. They're getting there. I think they're about 650. So I'm gaining about 100, 150 likes a day. So likelihood of getting to those next stretch goals in the next few days is pretty high. We have about, I believe, 18 more likes to go on Twitch to get the next stretch goal. So that's good news. So the changes that I've implemented, I have a whole lot of stuff to laser cut. You can see the laser cutting happening. Literally, it's right there happening. I put a video inside of the laser cutter. This is my live stream on Twitch. This is what it looks like, more or less, when you come and check me out. So yeah, this is. I had a lot of questions about what will it look like when it arrives at my doorstep. How much work will it take to get it ready to look how it looks in the video with all the things. So that's kind of what I'm going to go over today in this update. So the big update is, so this is the Shanty kit. This is how it'll arrive. It'll be in one of these boxes. For international shippers, for international backers, it may not be this exact box, but it'll be something similar. I'm still working on that, gonna figure that out. So once you open your box, this is what it will look like. The change that I've made is I've actually put them into what I call flat pack cut files. So the actual item is put into this little card. So this item here turns into this item. So this is the bench from the pictures, but this is how it'll arrive on your doorstep. So it'll be flat pack, meaning that there are a whole lot of cards here to go through, but this is sort of how it'll arrive, all in a bunch of cards. So you have the bench, you have the barricades, you have two of these long and short tables, which each card has a long and a short table. So everything's accounted for in this set. So I'm not going to go through everything, but it's everything that's listed in the kit for the Shanty. This is just how it'll arrive, basically. One thing I did want to do, though, is I will go and grab another card. So I wanted to sort of show you how to put one of these together, how to assemble, how it all works. Like once you get the card, how does it go together? How do you paint it? Things like that. So let's go over that real quick. Let me put this back up. But yeah, that's how it'll arrive when it gets to your doorstep. It'll look just like that. So let's say you take this card here. This is the wagon, and let's say you want to assemble this card. So the first thing you would do is you would pop the pieces out of the card, right? So to do that, you just push down on it and it'll pop right out. It's relatively simple. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get all the pieces popped out. Sometimes if you want, you can go in and out until it pops out. What I mean by that is just go back and forth with it like this until it pops right out. And then this is the big change from what I was doing previously, because okay, on these, what you want to do, if you feel like being a bit more careful with it, let's see if I can get it to focus correctly. If you want to be a bit more careful with it, you would actually cut these notches. So there's that notch right there. See it? You would cut that notch right there. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. So I just take my hobby knife and just cut that notch, and then there's a notch right here that I can cut. And once I cut those notches, now those things pop right out. Sometimes you gotta get something small in there to push it out. There it goes. And then These on the side here have a notch right here on the edge, right there, and a notch right there. So then I cut those out. And now you're done with the card piece, so this can actually get thrown away, or you can keep it, whatever you want to do. So this is what the notches look like after you've cut them out. That's what they look like. It's that little white piece right there in the middle. And it doesn't really stick out too far, as you can sort of see. It's pretty minute, but one thing you can do is take your hobby knife and just sort of run it along the edge a little bit, just to shave that piece a little bit. So just sort of give it a little bit of a shave there. It'll make the notch more apparent. It'll make it more, it'll stand out more once you do that little shave like that. But that's just another way that you can get it shaved up. The notches, I tried to hide most of them. So this notch is actually in the groove where the side panel actually fits into that groove. So the notch is hidden, see? And then on the side panel, the notch is on the bottom here, and that actually gets hidden as well. So most of the notches will be hidden, so you won't have to worry about those little, I call them sprue marks, but you can call them what you want. You could also use a file. I'm actually live streaming while I'm making this video, so a guy named Doc Croc reminded me that I could use a file to get rid of those notches. Thanks, Doc. So yeah, let's get to how this assembles. So one of the things you'll want to do is, I use a wood stain on most of my stuff, but you can use spray paints, you can use actual hobby paints, you can use an air gun, you can paint these suckers however you want to paint them. They are yours to paint, but for right now, for this moment in time, I'm going to be using wood stain. So here is an example of using wood stain. So I just put wood stain on this big old brush, and I just brush it on like this. Do a little bit on this side too. Now here's the interesting part. When you flip it over, you see the burn marks? Put wood stain on it. Once the wood stain dries a little bit, you won't see the burn marks. It's kind of amazing. But the wood stain I'm using, I know you guys are going to ask, so it is a cyan brown. It's the Olympic paint, Olympic Maximum. It's a stain and sealant. The reason I use a stain and sealant is so that it will actually seal the wood against, like when you get water or something spilled on it when you're at the game table. Somebody knocks over their drink, spills it on all your beautiful terrain. If you have a sealant on it, nobody would notice because it won't do anything. So yeah, I just do this with the wood stain, and I'm kind of getting off camera here, but you get the idea. There we go. I feel like Bob Ross sometimes. All right, now wheels. You could do the wheels, you could just leave them how they are. It's up to you. I think in some of my pictures, the wheels actually have a silver. I went back with actual hobby paint, and I actually painted the outsides of the wheels silver. So it looks like they have that little silver piece of metal around the outside. So that's a good way to paint this. These pieces here on the wagon are actually little metal things that hold up the seat. So you can go and spray paint. I spray paint mine with a silver spray paint. So it's like a cooking show, right? And now they're done. So yeah, these have been already spray painted with the silver metallic spray paint. So now, we let the stain dry and cure for like 20 hours or something. And now it's all dried and cured. While it's drying or while you're painting it or whatever, one of the tricks that I use a lot with this stuff is I'll go back with my wood stain, and I'll get a flat brush like this and put some wood stain on it, and I'll just paint like random planks of wood. So like here's a random plank of wood here, and here's a random plank of wood here. I'm not doing any rhyme or reason to it. I'm just sort of randomly painting planks of wood across the textures. So what this does is it sort of breaks up the monotony of it a bit, because having that, and right now I'm just going back and adding a little bit more stain to these, the ones that I'm painting, double painting. And it just now I have some darker planks in there, basically, which gives it kind of a visual texture, not a literal texture, but definitely gives it like a visual texture. So in a lot of my pictures, you'll see that kind of stuff. The darker planks here and there, like the tables and stuff, like this end table here that I did. It's got these darker planks on it. It's the same concept. So yeah, then there you go. Maybe I'll do this one up here just to give it a few more. So there you go. You could do it on the sides as well. I mean, it's up to you. Since I'm doing this, I might as well do this, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint this one. And we'll paint this one here, maybe. There are no mistakes when you paint, as Bob Ross would say. Only happy accidents. That's actually what made me figure out to paint the individual planks like this. Was we were painting a 3-foot ship that I created, me and my buddy, and we accidentally got a drop of this wood stain on the finished piece. And what happened is when the drop hit the finished piece, it spread out onto the plank. Laser cutter's done. It spread out onto the plank and darkened that one plank. And we were like, hey, that's kind of cool. So now that's one way of doing it, I guess. All right, so there we go. So now to assemble it, you can use wood glue. You can use super glue. You can use any kind of glue you want. Today, I'm using Gorilla Super Glue because Gorilla. So I'm just gonna put some dabs of super glue here on the sides. And then I'm just going to glue this little side piece here on. So this is also an example of how the tutorial videos are going to work out for the individual pieces from this kit. When you come back to see the videos of the pieces being assembled, it's pretty much going to be a whole lot of this. It's just going to be me rambling on about how to paint it, how to assemble it, and all that. For those videos, though, I'm not going to do the paint portion. The reason I did the paint portion on this one was because I had a lot of people saying, well, what's the effort required to actually paint these things to where they look decent, and you know, that kind of stuff. Not too many people are into the terrain side of the hobby. There are a lot of people that are into the painting side, but not too many people get too far into the terrain side of the hobby. So a lot of people, you know, would like to know what effort level is required, basically, to get this stuff put together and looking good. Alright, now I got those. I'm going to put some glue on this little piece on the front here and on the sides here. And then this piece, obviously, fits right here. That. Now you have the beginning of a wagon. So then what's going to happen is these pieces are obviously going to snap on. Not like that. Like this. And like this. And the bench seat piece is going to go on these. So the best way to do that, I find, is to put the glue on the underside of this tab and this tab. And then put these guys on here. It's a pretty simple way of doing it. The people watching my stream are being very patient with me as I make this video for my Kickstarter backers here. Alright, so this is going to be the seat that just hooks on the front like this. Bada bing, bada boom. There's your seat. And the reason I decided to assemble this wagon is because there was a bit of a design change on the wagon. I'm not doing the tall seat anymore with the back on it. I'm just doing a larger flat front seat. The reason for that is so that your characters can sort of stand on the front of the wagon if they wanted, like that. It's just a wider, flatter base for them to stand on, so that helps. When it had the back on it, you couldn't really do that. So the way to put the wagon wheels together, this is an axle here, is I just put a little tiny bit of glue on the sides of the axle, just like that, and then I just shove this guy right in here. Try to get it as straight as possible, let it dry a little bit. Once it's kind of dry, you'll notice that the axle is square. The hole that the axle goes in is round. The reason for that is because the wheels actually rotate once they get in there. So that's why that's set up that way. So what I do is I put the axles in like this, and then I set them down on that side facing the wheels facing down, and then I'll put a dab of glue on this side, and I'll slide that wheel right on there. Right on there. And now we're done. So that's the wagon assembled, start to finish, including painting. You can see it takes hardly any time at all. And now the wheels also spin and rotate, so these wheels actually turn. So there you go. The seat is removable. So if you want the seat, or if you don't want the seat, that's removable. And that's your merchant wagon. And you can see it's already got the planks painted and everything else. So the video is already kind of long, so I'm going to cut it a little short right now, but that's kind of it for the update. I'm going to be putting pictures of the finished product with, let me show you. So I'm gonna be this weekend finishing up pictures where I take a picture of the finished product with the cut card, the flat pack cut card, together, so that you can see this is how it arrives. This is what it looks like when it's done, right? You can hopefully this video gave you a little bit of a sense of how much effort is required with these pieces. The wagon piece is probably one of the more complex ones. I mean, there are cut cards that are less complex, but and then there are cut cards that are more complex. So I will have a video tutorial on all of the different cut cards, so that you will, by the end of the Kickstarter, by the time everything is shipped, you will be able to pull up a video on my YouTube channel on any of these files, so that you can see how to assemble any one of the files. For those assemblies, I will not be painting them. I just wanted you to see the effort required in painting, so that you can sort of understand how I did that stuff. And I mean, with the very simple stains, it came out pretty nice, I think. So there you go. Hope you found this informative. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to message me, leave a comment, that sort of stuff. But these are the big changes that I was talking about, these flat pack cut files. It's going to make shipping a little bit easier for me. It's going to make cutting these a little bit easier. I have over 200 hours worth of laser cutting to do to fulfill everything. So I should be able to get all that done before November. So we'll see. Anyways, yeah. I am always on my Twitch channel. I'm on there right now as I'm making this video, as I'm posting this video. I am on my Twitch channel doing this stuff. So feel free to stop by twitch.tv/ZerdCow and chat with me, ask questions, and check stuff out. Thanks for watching.